So I got this comment the other day and it really got me thinking. It's from this guy named Defender of the Good, probably not his real name. And I guess it wasn't a question, but more of an observation, and it went a little something like this. Sometimes you're wandering around the internet and you find an artist who is absolutely amazing, and maybe they only have like 4 followers on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and you're wondering, why aren't these people more popular, while other people who aren't nearly as talented get tons and tons of views? And you have to wonder, why is that? This might get a little ranty, so cue the speed draw. I mean, heck, a lot of people who watch my videos are way better than me. I am pretty old, but I still consider myself an illustrator in training, yet I get work because people find me. I guarantee there are people watching my reviews thinking, this guy's horrible, but why do people listen to him? I think people are thinking that because I'm guilty of thinking that from time to time when I see other illustrators out there. I'm just too polite to say it out loud. And this brings me to a term I see all the time down in the comments and is honestly one of my pet peeves, and that is the term real artist. Real artists don't use Windows. Real artists would never use this crap. Buy Wacom. A real artist would always use that. Whatever. And I gotta be honest, I'm a little bit guilty of this too. I pick on GIMP all the time. Like, I just don't like it as a program. But every time I do, there's always a couple people in the comments who are defending GIMP, and then I check out their work and I'm like, wow, they're pretty good, and they're doing that in GIMP. So it's not necessarily the tools that make you a quote-unquote real artist. So anyway, I hate that term, real artist, as much as I hate GIMP. See what I did there? Just kidding, GIMP lovers. What is a real artist? It seems like a term that people only use when they want to disrespect someone or something for some reason. If there's such a thing as a real artist, it is this. A real artist can use any medium: watercolor, ink, digital, found objects, dead horses, literally anything. Yeah, let's take a little break and I'll let you look up the dead horse art thing on Google. And we're back. So there's no such thing as what a real artist does or a real artist uses. There was a New Yorker cover a couple years ago that was drawn on an iPhone back before there were styluses or anything like that, and just super basic painting programs with no layers. And then there was this video I tweeted about a few weeks ago. I'll throw it in the description down below. There's an artist who uses nothing but Microsoft Paint. It is just amazing work. Go and watch this after this video. Seriously, it's great. You don't need the stuff that I review here to make great art. You don't need a subscription to Adobe Creative Cloud. I like those things, so I talk about those things, but don't let that hold you back. Being a real artist might not be a thing, but being a professional artist is definitely a thing. Being a pro at anything just means you're getting paid to do it. You could be a professional at anything. Really, a local auto mechanic, that's a professional. A doctor is a professional. There are even professional athletes. Yes, there are even people getting paid to play the sports. Don't believe me? Go ahead and Google it. I'll wait. Okay, we're back. So why would an artist like me, who's still honestly learning the craft, get more work while far more talented people struggle to get gigs? It's because whether you like it or not, being a professional is like 50% art skill and 50% business. Or maybe it's like 60-40 or 20-80, or it might be a variable scale, but you need to be good at art and you have to understand at least a little bit about like selling yourself or selling your work. So whatever that percentage is, it definitely takes both of them to be a professional. I think that a lot of artists get into art because they love doing art and hate doing other things like selling it. I, for example, don't really mind talking to people, but I hate scoping the actual project. So I definitely get where people are coming from. And I've seen a lot of videos, you've probably seen them too, where an artist will talk about how if you just get better at art, the work will come flying in at you. And I'll admit there's a little bit of truth to that, but that's not the whole story. And granted, the promotional side is way easier if you're making killer art. If you aren't, you have to spend maybe more time promoting, but no matter who you are, you have to do some business. Sometimes the business part doesn't have to look like business. It's posting on a daily basis to Instagram or Twitter and learning how to properly tag your images. I know some artists who just love talking to people over on Twitter, and they are known as really cool people who also like to draw. I often work with people who aren't just good at what they do, but people I genuinely like working with. Now, I don't hire many artists, but I work with a lot of programmers and I hire programmers. and I would much, much rather work with someone with less programming skill, but I get along with really well and would get along with my client than some rock star who knows way, way more. Because making something great isn't just what you're capable of doing, it's understanding the business side of why you're doing it. So anyway, the business side doesn't have to look like business. You don't necessarily need to go out and sell and cold call and mail letters to get work. For me, the business part of this is getting better at video and studying not just art, but other YouTubers, like dissecting how they make their videos smoother and more interesting and more professional. I've also been studying writing, like books and movie script writing. I'll never write a book, but learning about storytelling makes my scripts better. So that's it. You have to do more than just art. Don't just post to Instagram once a year and expect the work to roll in, no matter how good that single post is. And also, if you're a pro or you're learning, you don't need to be the best artist in the world to actually get work. You can do business, you can promote. In the end, it's just a mix of those things. Putting those things together are what's going to make you, and doing air quotes here, a real artist. So that's all I got for today. Again, this is just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below if, you think I'm off base or if there's something else out there that I'm missing. I'll talk to you guys in a couple days.